Hi there, this is Snowcitytarot, and I'm here with a pick deck reading, and I am doing a face cam today because I had to get some sort of reason to put my makeup on and put clothes on instead of switching from my morning pajamas to my evening pajamas. So, hey, I didn't know I was going live. I thought I was recording, and then I was going to post later. But, okay, never mind. I understand how this works now. But yeah, pick a deck rating. Let's see. So I guess I'll wait until people come on in. I don't know if anybody's going to be coming in. I haven't posted in like a million years, so they probably forgot who I was thanks to the Facebook algorithm. I got 5. I should do like a roll call. Hello. I guess this is what I needed because I was like, I don't have any programming to do a face cam, so I was like, I'll just use this and then I'll just make it like hidden so nobody can see it, and then I was like, then I'll just like post it live or something, but I don't have that sort of capability. So, but hello, Kim Clark, and I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is that Elijah Georgievich Arsic? Arsic. Butchered that. All right, I got 3. Hello. Alaya. The J is silent. That's, what language is that? It looks like Icelandic or something. I don't know what Icelandic looks like, so. I'm just waiting for more people to come in. If not, then you guys get a really super exclusive private reading. Some kind of Slavic. Oh, okay. Yeah, the DJ, gosh, there's a composer I liked. It was Dvorak, I think it's pronounced, but he had a DJ sort of spelling of his name, and I think he was Slavic. But I got 4. If I can get myself up to like 10, we'll go with 10. No, I lost one. Oops. Oh, Serbian. Oh, okay. It's a lot of E's. I got 3. If not, you guys get a super sweet, like, exclusive reading. Yeah, people will come in. They'll probably watch this later, but yeah. So let's do this then. So I'm doing a basic sort of their thoughts sort of deal just to kind of get my feet wet. I wanted to do something more meaningful, to be honest, considering how difficult things are right now for everybody. And I have no idea how to even approach that, because I've done readings for people right now and it ain't great. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So this is nice. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to be like looking at current world events and then just be like, okay, let's do a reading on whether he thinks you're pretty or not. And I'm like, I don't know how to get myself ramped up to have that sort of like presence or keep that topic light, I'm a lot more sensitive to stuff than I thought I was. So anyway, I guess I got 4 viewers. He needs some me time. Yeah, this is my social activity for the last like 14 days. So anyway, I guess so I got 3 decks to choose from today. So God, there's 4 of you. There's like a deck per person and 2 of you get to share. So so I got 3 decks to choose from. And I got 2 Oracle decks. I got like a system going. So 2020 is in hard mode. I know, it's like, and I've got some like astrological crap going on to my chart, and I have a major conjunction for all my personal planets basically. So Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter and Mars are all squaring my sun, moon, and rising, and then it goes a little bit further, and then it'll start squaring my Venus, my Mercury, all that crap. So okay, so I guess this give you guys enough time to choose. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. I apologize if this is going to be reversed. I guess no, this is going to be staged left, isn't it? Okay, so then, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we will start with Muka Tarot for Arcane and Stellar. Okay. So, let me just take these out here. It's been a long time since I've done a live. Oh, God. I remember how much energy they took, though, because I'm a people person, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do a free reading for you, and a free reading for you, and a free reading for you, and everybody was getting them, and by the end I was like mush. My brain was just a fried egg. All right. Oh, it's squaring your midheaven, but you're doing good right now. Saturn's squaring your midheaven. What's your midheaven at? That's because, I mean, your channel is doing really well right now. Because it's squaring my midheaven right now because it's in Leo, I think. I think I'm not entirely. What's funny is this was supposed to be the year that I work from home because my midheaven's in Leo, but my 10th house is in Cancer, which is home, right? And I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna go full time with my YouTube channel, right? Yeah. And then no, I'm working from home for an entirely different reason. Oh man, but yeah, it was funny because I got an actual professional astrological reading from my gal down in Key West, and a lot of the reading was like, you're gonna feel really isolated and alone right now. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah. Also, watch out for flus. That was literally what it says in my report for the next 6 months. I'm like, awesome. And then she's like, you might get really sick in July. And I'm like, awesome. Great. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Yeah. Your midheaven's in Taurus? Oh, neat. I don't know much about Taurus, to be honest. Like, I know a little bit about Taurus sun, Taurus moon, but Taurus midheaven, I mean, what is that, like a business owner, like a shopkeeper? Because they're the second house, that's like your material gains and like stuff like that. But it's also about self-worth. So, that's pretty inspirational stuff you could be doing too. So, Tiger Doodles is a Taurus. I love Taurus. Taurus is a great sign. I haven't had a problem with a single Taurus I've ever met, ever. They've always been like my best friend ever. Midheaven is the area of career. If you know your ascendant sign, those axes going across. So it's usually a right angle up from your ascendant. So that area is going to be between the 10th and the 11th house, I believe. Or is it 10th and 9th? It's 10th and 11th. And it represents your career and your public persona and how people perceive you. Yep, public image, yep. Oh, Mars and Taurus. Oh, you must have like a really long fuse and then mine's in Libra. It's lame. I don't get mad very easily. All right. Okie dokie. So, group 1, the Muka Tarot people. This is where we're at, is group 1. I'm going to see there. I'm pulling from my cards for houses just so we can get kind of a theme for what your person is thinking at the moment. For those who pick the Muka, what is your person thinking about you at this moment in time? Roughly. Okay. All right, I think I got a whole lot more here than I intended, but I did get 3 face ups, so I feel like I should put these back in then. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, also I have another oracle thing. Oh, interesting. We got the 2nd house, and it's Arcane and Stellars. Oh, we got 2nd house is the topic here. So this person, if they're thinking about you, it's something in regards to the value of things, physical items, self-worth, that sort of jazz there. And then I've got panacea, the panacea? It's not a word I use often. There's a solution for every problem. That is the oracle card we have here. These were supposed to just kind of piece things together for me. And then I also got this little, like, oh my God, like this, like, I don't know what to call this. It was supposed to be like, I don't even know the name of this thing. I found it on Amazon for like $10. It's like these little like fortune cards that you can put in a dish, and then you take them out and they've got little weird fortunes on both sides. I don't have a name for this thing though, but they're kind of neat little cards like this. So anyway, so let's take out a card to describe the situation here. You will prevail. Ooh, that's pretty interesting. What else do we have? One more. Person, group 1's person, what are they thinking about that? Cultivating the heart will be prosperous. So that's what I got there. So for tarot, we're starting off with the Sun. We've got the Knight of Wands, and we got the Page of Wands. Interesting. What are they thinking about you? This is in regards to values and things like that. And with the Sun here, we've got clarity and happiness. This person could be thinking about how happy that you make them. They also may, they may be thinking, or at least dreaming, about visiting you or seeing you in person, something of that nature. But overall, you're very enterprising. You're like a go-getter. This is usually, like, these cards together remind me of the Jack of Clubs. And the Jack of Clubs in cartomancy also can kind of mean like somebody who's just good at everything. Everything they pick up, they're just good at it. And it's like they're just prosperous. And this person probably sees you as somebody who's like frustratingly good at stuff. Like just, and this is kind of just them. If they're thinking about you right now, they're just thinking about how good you are at stuff and how, and I don't necessarily see that this person sees you in a light that's like bad, or like that there's not, like there's, something negative about that. It's kind of like if they're thinking about you, they're kind of like admiring you in your own way. So, yeah, that's really interesting here. So, but panacea, there is a solution for every problem. So, I mean, it does sound like there is some sort of thing, but this card can talk about not doing anything and kind of letting things kind of happen. It's like biding your time and having things sort of come together, and like waiting for the solution to come about. And sometimes it talks about waiting for things to come around to resolve themselves. So if that's something that is going on, that could be showing there. But yeah, this person, we have you will prevail. This person sees you possibly taking on some sort of extra thing, or taking on more work than you're used to, or but what's interesting here is this one is also cultivating the heart will be prosperous, right? And we have the second house of value as well. And this house can talk about items, right? And, material things, but also it's about value of self, worth, and, what the, your personal value of yourself. Like, so it's kind of confusing sometimes for me for first house and second house, because first house is like self, but it can also kind of be focus on self-worth too, I think, but this is more like the identity. So, but the second house though, it's talking about prosperity though, and it's talking about values and things like this. So it like something about cultivating the heart will be prosperous is what they're thinking here. So it's like when they think of you in just a very positive light, I want to say. Oops, I just started shuffling them with the pictures up. Kind of takes out the mystery of it. Let's see here. So yeah, I apologize if I don't answer chat all the time. I peek over and then I kind of peek back because I don't I lose my focus easy. So okay. But yeah. Let's see here. All right. Whoops. So I'm gonna look a little deeper into this one here. Can I get some more detail on this, please? I've got the Judgment, and I've got Three of Pentacles, and I've got the Tower. It's a little bit more detail, and I feel like you guys may work together in a way. Or let's see, kind of think so. Interesting for some of you, the message is coming through that maybe somebody has had an accident at work or had some sort of problem at work involving their safety. That is totally intuitive here because I'm just really focused on this man on the scaffolding. And then right after we have the Tower. So I'm not sure if some of you may have an injury that they may have seen, like maybe you came to work with a broken leg, or they know the last time that they saw you fell off a stool or chair or something like that. And it was sort of like, or maybe they heard that something happened to you and they're a little bit worried in some cases. But of course, general reading. So it's not everybody, but if that's not the case, then I'm definitely seeing some kind of awareness or some kind of news that came in that was sort of shocking to them. It could be in regards to either somebody, I'm getting three here, the Three of Pentacles here. So it's possible that this could have something to do with maybe another person at work or involved. If it's a romantic question, this could be a third person involved. I don't usually see the Three of Pentacles as like a third party thing, but I feel like whatever this is and whatever this is could be saying that there's a third party involved. And it could be like, oh, they heard maybe you got in some sort of argument with a third person, not necessarily romantic partner, but if it is, then that resonates. You can take that. Yeah, it's possible that we're seeing some sort of in my mind, I think snafu. I'm thinking snafu. But just like a spat, or just it could be a misunderstanding. But they could be thinking about that. But if there's a third party involved and there's some sort of headbutting right now, this person, I believe, is taking your side with "you will prevail" here. And they may not be saying that, they may not be telling anybody that, but if the other person is there and their values are in question, this person is siding with you in the long run, or siding with you in general. So if they're trying to be like Switzerland here, they're trying not to like get in the middle of it, but they're quiet and they're like, yeah, you're kind of right. Yeah, you're right. I'm not part of this though. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Oh, Arcane, I'm sorry, you've hijacked this reading probably. But you started here when there was only 4 people. So that's what they get for coming in slow. But yeah, so this person thinks that you have the moral high ground too, actually. And with the Judgment card here, it's kind of telling me that that honestly, this is their opinion is like you reap what you sow. So for some cases, they may think like you kind of instigated this, but you're in the right. And then for some cases, they might be thinking that the other person is going to get what they deserve, basically, because they were not correct or wrong or overstepping or something like that. This person, though, when they're thinking about you and how to solve this problem or how to help you out in this way, they're kind of thinking like, like there's not much that this person can do, he or she can do. Maybe it's better that they just kind of relax and kind of just step away from it and let the thing resolve on its own. So if there's like hot tempers with somebody else, this person thinking about you is thinking that it would be better for you to kind of step back and kind of let things fizzle out, or let situations calm down a bit. But overall, they do think that you have the moral high ground here. So let's see here. Let me see if I can get one more row of 3 and see if that gives me some insight here. 3 more just to kind of finish it out. Yeah, this looks like some kind of misunderstanding with another person. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they feel bad that they cannot take a side, because I did get these. I have the 9 of Wands, I've got the 3 of Swords, and then I've got the 2 of Swords. So when I see these, I'm thinking that this person is thinking like, they're in between it. The thing happened, maybe you're laying low. They're not going to get involved because they know that maybe feelings are hurt in some way. But they're not going to be making any choices or making any judgments or anything. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'd love to see what this is about. But yeah, it just looks like this person is not making a choice. This is that Switzerland card. Honestly, they're not going to be getting in the middle of it or anything like that. But I do feel like they feel bad that they can't take your side for whatever reason that is. They would like to. I think that they feel bad that they can't support you in the way that they want, possibly because of that third party's opinion of them. And they just don't want to. This person is a peaceful person. They don't want to stir the pot, really. But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing here. I'm going to take a card of advice for you because it sounds like you might need it. Let's see here. We've got, by the way, I like this deck. Magic of You Oracle. Cardstock is flimsy, not going to lie, but, and they warp like crazy. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but they don't lay flat after the first shuffle. But it's a pretty good deck, honestly. Very simple. So one card of advice for group 1 for their situation. Oh boy, I'm sorry if that's really amplified. I got my Yeti mic out. So Oblivion, Open Your Arms, number 20. I don't know if I get this one very often, so I'm going to look it up real quick. I got some of these memorized already, but this one I'm not familiar with. It's not a problem I run into, I guess. Be brave and rise above the suction of self-pity. Avoid wallowing and indulgent sorrow. You have inflicted enough self-suffering. It's about somebody who's beating themselves up. Somebody who also makes a martyr out of themselves. It's more like, I feel like this is something where it's just calling you to be aware that you might be overextending your care or trying too hard or something of that nature. So, let's see. I think it's just kind of telling you that you should probably give yourself some boundaries. Open your arms, receive the gifts waiting for you. Turn your face to the sun and let the shadows fall behind you. Yes, it's very, very flowery writing here, but yeah, it's basically saying, don't sell yourself short. Don't sacrifice important things. Don't sacrifice your values, perhaps. For whatever this situation is, to appease another person. It's it's probably advising you against doing that. So that was your reading, group 1. That was kind of short and sweet, but it's a good jumping back in point for me, considering it's been like 2 weeks since I've really posted anything. So yeah, and it's also been like almost feels like it's been a year since I did a live reading. But yeah, thank you for watching, group 1. If you like that, you can like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. And let's see here. Okay, I'll put that one back. So next up, we're doing, I believe it was this one, and then Visconti was number 3. Visconti was number 3, I believe, here. Wait, I still need that out. Oh yeah, no, I haven't been posting. I get very sensitive to certain things. Like if stuff goes on in my life, it really brings me down pretty easily. So I'm a lot, and I hate to say it, I'm like not an emotional person, but I'm a sensitive person. So when stuff happens, like it's hard for me not to think about it. Like I got that Scorpio, Mercury and Venus. So that if somebody I care about is is not doing well, or I'm having some sort of spat, or there's people that I'm worried about, like especially now because I love my parents. I don't want anything to happen to them, and my mind just can't take it away and go someplace else with it. It's the obsessive nature of that sign. I definitely embody it, but so I try to clear my mind. But yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Some people do better where they work and they can just distract themselves, and I'm not one of those people. If I go to work and I'm feeling like mentally not well, my work day will not fly. It'll just be like a slog. I have no Earth in my chart, by the way. I have Neptune and Capricorn, and that's it. No Earth anywhere. All right, so we're doing Mystical Tarot. This is the box, if those of you are interested in purchasing it. This one's all right. It's low scarabeo. Cardstocks, I personally like cardstock that is like, a piece of wood. I prefer that. I know a lot of people have difficulty shuffling the really heavy ones, but it's, I can't. These little ones, they just flip around and they bend. Yeah. Oh, Pluto in Scorpio is 0 degrees. Wow. So you're not that much older than me. You're at 0 degrees. Like, you must be going into Pluto. Or going into Scorpio. 0 degrees. Wow. Huh. Oh, the Santa Muerte cardstock is really good. Look at me. Like, I'm not even looking great. Like, my earrings are doing whatever, look like a hot mess. I missed the cutoff date to get my hair cut. I'm so mad about that. I'm so mad about that. I wanted to get my hair cut and I didn't even think about it. I'm like, oh, I just want to go to the store. That's fine. And then I realized that barbers are like, like breathing on you, and then they get cut as an essential employee. Yeah, modern witch tarot is very thick. I don't mind it though. Like I said, that one's like shuffling a piece of wood. All right, for those who picked 2, sorry. So group 2, those who picked the Mystical Tarot, let's see what your person is thinking about you. I have a feeling you guys ain't seeing each other very often right now. The one that popped out is the 4 of Cups. What's the topic here? In what regards are they thinking these things, please? Weird little bag of tiny pieces of paper. Don't worry, guys. I'll show you. I'm just getting them all out here. One card to define the whole thing. Come on, one big card here. The current thoughts. Group 2. Okay. I've been getting this one a lot lately. Epoch, a pause in your journey. There's a lot of people not going anywhere. 10th house. This is the topic of your ambitions. 10th house. So it's ambitions, how you portray yourself to the world, how people see you, that sort of thing. Your career, your ambitions, that sort of stuff. And I didn't have any reversals in that deck, but I did get reversals here. I will consider them, but I've got the 4 of Cups. I got the Moon, which, that one came out in reverse. And then I have strength in reverse as well. For your tiny, teeny cards, you got there is danger ahead, which is interesting because there's fear here. So this person could be afraid for you. Oh, if this, I kind of know what this might be about. Do not try and enforce your authority. That one's interesting, which is interesting because I do have the strength card here. Interesting. I get a strong sense for some of you, you may work in a industry where you're still working. Like you're not supposed to, ideally this person wishes you could stay home, but you can't. I feel like you're somebody though that might be essential, like somebody who works at a grocery store, a post office, one of the essential places that keep us running as a society. But I'm getting this. I think this person is fearful. I feel like this is scary. Like this person is scared. And I think that they like to have control. Maybe they like to see you. Maybe they like to be near you, but they can't. And this person might feel like they don't have control of the situation. If you are like, they're not essential. They're not allowed to go anywhere, but you have to go out and, touch things and breathe people's breath and all that. And this person could be very, very worried for you. But we have the pause in the journey here as well. So I'm kind of getting the feeling like maybe this is reversed too in some cases. Like for some of you, you're stuck at home. But this is what they're thinking about you. So it's possible that this is still them thinking about how they can't really do anything right now. This isn't like an ending at all. This is like an intermission type of card or like a reprieve. So I don't get the sense that this has I don't get the sense that this is a willing separation. I get the sense that this is like you guys are just, you're just living in the world we live in right now. But with the 10th house here though of career. So for some of you, you're required to be in a place that this person doesn't deem as safe. For some of you, you're like electing to go out and do stuff. So for instance, I'm thinking like a situation with my sister who's like got like the primo setup. She lives in the boonies. Her husband works from home. Her kids are not of school age, so they can't like collect any germs, and she doesn't have to work. And she's asking me because I work at a hospital, but I'm administrative, so I don't have to be there. But she's like, I want to come in and I want to help. I want to help everybody. And I was like, why would you sacrifice this awesome setup you have where you don't really come into contact with people for this? And and it reminds me of that situation. So I'm thinking for some of you, maybe you want to volunteer, or some of you want to actually do something rather ambitious and a little bit dangerous. So even if this isn't related to this COVID nonsense, it's not nonsense. I'm calling it nonsense because it gives me power. Okay. But, even if you watch this later and this is all resolved, this could be you kind of, they're concerned about you trying to do something a little bit too ambitious, that you might be biting off more than you can chew when it comes to some sort of situation. And you might be doing it to prove something, because it says don't enforce your authority, or don't try and enforce your authority. So they're saying that there's some sort of unneeded, force of will that you're trying to put on something or some scenario. So even if this isn't like the current situation, it could just be like you're at work and you're trying to like step up your game and get people to respect you, and they know about this maybe, and they're just like, dude, stop talking, just you're gonna get fired, like that sort of thing too. So there's a couple situations that I can see going on here, but right now here in the world we live in at this moment, I really have a sense that this person is worried about you. They're worried about your health and your well-being and perhaps your safety. So yeah, you could be somebody who's essential, working in a situation where they have to touch the public. You have to touch the public and be in their breath. And, and this person's probably just like, like I can't do anything. This person probably thinks that there's nothing that they can do. Because the epoch too, when I pull this one, I often, especially recently, I pull this one and then I pull the 4 of Swords, or I pull the 4 of Cups. There's this person, and these are present. Like these people are present. They're not like ignoring you. Like sometimes this can be like apathy, like they don't care. But I feel like this person does care. This person has a lot of fear. So let me give it 3 more cards for this situation, please. Hermit. Come on. It was reversed too. So yeah, this could be showing me somebody that, you know, that probably should be isolating, but it's not. Or again, this person may feel like this person may also be thinking about doing something silly and going over to you or something like that. Maybe in some cases, if this resonates and your person it may be actually contemplating trying to go and see you, regardless of the concerns about transmission of this disease. Let's see here. Queen of Cups. Oh, Sun reverse. Okay, yeah, it's so weird because these are not, I keep like adjusting it because I'm like, okay, no, I'm holding it upside down. And then I keep flipping it, and because I definitely ordered these to be in the same direction, and I'm still getting reversals in this. So it's interesting. So I got the Queen of Cups, I got the Hermit, and I got the Sun reversed. Again, so we got the Moon and the Sun reversed. What am I seeing with this? I do sense this person is worried. This person's a worrier at the very least. Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't the Sun. This is the Lovers. I'm sorry. The sun is so bright on here. I can't tell. But this person is thinking about the separation, but it's not like they're, again, I'm getting the vibe that for some of you, this person is thinking about kind of going to you, and maybe they're not, maybe you guys are talking, but this person is not telling you this, and they're just like, no, I'm just going to go over to their house or whatever. And, you know, surprise, surprise, hit, you know, that sort of thing. So, you know, and then this can also talk about this sort of hidden idea they might be having in order to do this. This person could literally be bored out of their mind and also considering taking the risk to go and see you. Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you're a female, most likely you are, this is you. So this is them thinking about you. But this, like, again, this person is like either leaving the space they're in, or you're leaving the space that you're in, but there's a separation. They can't see you. They can't be with you. And I don't think that they want to wait. I don't think that they want to wait around to do this or something. But yeah, there's danger ahead. I really get the vibe that they are, well, it could still be about them. I mean, it really depends on who's viewing what right now. So let's see here. I'm going to do 3 more here. So I've got the 8 of coins, or 8 of pentacles. I've got the 7 of swords, and I've got the World card. Again, I'm seeing somebody who's willing to do whatever it takes to breach the distance, to you know, make it to you, perhaps. So I got the 7 of swords, and you know, I feel like if this is something that they're not telling you about, they may not be telling somebody else about it. For those of you where it's unlikely this person would visit you, I feel like, what am I getting here? I feel like this person is probably, this kind of talks about like, it could be internet, you know, like internet sort of communications, or not communications, but like, you know, spying on you on the internet, basically, because we do have this card about reconnaissance. So it's possible that they could be trying to connect with you on the internet there. And maybe they're, you know, they could somehow see you working, perhaps. It's kind of odd, actually, this one. But I don't see that this person has any way to get to you. But I feel like they are thinking of ways to make an excuse to see you, or an excuse to contact you, or some sort of reason, or some sort of reason to connect with you in some way with these guys here. So, yeah. This person does not like being separated. That's kind of just what I'm seeing here. They don't like being separated from you. And they don't want to wait either. They have to, but they don't want to wait. I feel like this does have a lot to do with their ambition, but also it has a lot to do. Well, that's funny because so the 10th house is like about this is Capricorn's house. And yeah, it does talk about career, and it talks about, your persona and stuff like that. But ambition, right? I think Capricorn's story has to do with a stubborn goat who was gonna like climb up a really steep mountain or something like that. I don't know my lore, but that does sound like this person is willing to go against the odds or against what is smart or safe to see you. And if that's not the case, they're thinking about what is safe, whether or not you're being safe and doing what's good for you. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here is, maybe this person is like also, maybe checking up on you online, just seeing whether or not, there's pictures of you, hanging out with your friends, sharing drinks, that sort of thing. Or maybe if it's not that and you're watching this later, they could be concerned that you're interacting with other people and maybe hanging out with people that are not safe, or people that, maybe not good for you. That's another way I could interpret that as well. So let me get another card here. The Magic of You Oracle. That's advice for the people in group 2. Avenois, make peace with your past. I know this one, but I'm going to have to check the book too to see if I'm interpreting it right in this case. I'm pretty sure this one talks about, it says make peace with your past, but I know that it can talk about hanging on to your past so much that you can't live in the present, or everything you do right now in your current life has something to do with this thing that should be dead and gone. I don't know if that resonates for anybody, but that's kind of just what I'm taking off of what I remember. Climb high, be brave and bold. Didn't I tell you guys about the goat, the Capricorn goat? Climb high, be brave and be bold. Unconditionally, the past lifts you up. The tree of life is yours to climb. Trust it. As you face your challenges today, embrace your past. Yeah, but it says don't let your mistakes forge your direction. Don't let your disappointments determine where you're going. It's basically don't let your fear determine your success. Now, how that pertains to this, I don't know, and I'm having difficulty connect those things, but that might make sense for some of you, so you guys can let me know. All right, so that was you, group 2. Thank you for watching. Oh, I have 14 viewers now. Hey. Hi, Sausan. I think that's how your name pronounces. Sausan. Just now I saw you live. I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sausan, you're a nurse, aren't you? So yeah, that might have been your pile. I didn't know you were in the chat. All right. Well, thanks for being here. Okay, so I'm going to go on to group 3. And I think from there, My energy is pretty good. And I know you guys like these. Sometimes I do little free freebies, quick answers. So I might do that depending on how I feel. So maybe deck 3, if yours isn't so heavy it drags me down, maybe I might have the energy to do that. So I know it's like when I offer that out, it's like throwing fish food in a pond, and it's like there's so many requests all at once, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I try to get everybody, but it's challenging. Oh, thank you guys for watching. All right. So lastly, is my mic volume okay, guys? Is it too high? I'm still trying to gauge like how I check to see how loud it gets, and with this, hearing my voice through the thing, but I'm not sure how loud it actually does get, or if it does get loud at all. Okay, so this is the Visconti Tarot, and a little bit of history. The Visconti Sforza deck was commissioned by a very rich Italian family in Milan called the Viscontis, and the Sforza was the added family. And this was I think this is the very first known tarot deck in all of tarot history. So it doesn't include playing cards, but this was the first one for the game Tarot Key that we know of. Oh, good. I'm glad the volume's all right. All right, hang on. I got to do the water thing. Oh, boy. Water. Yeah, the Blue Yeti mic is really good for ASMR. So if you want to really hear me drink this, I can do that. Okay. All right. So deck 3. Let's look up the topic that this person wants. That is what they're thinking about you. What is the general topic of what it is they're thinking about you? Okay, and then I'm going to pull some tarot and then my little white cards. What is their person thinking of them for group 3? Oh, Cayenne Cat? I'm so sorry. There isn't a 4th deck. I only had 3. I'm sorry. But when this gets uploaded, you can hopefully go in and pick one of the 3 there. So maybe this will be your deck. If you were thinking just the whatever one is the last one, maybe this is it for you. I had to start slow to get back into things because it's been a while. 2 here. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so let's take a look here. The topic, 12th house, secrets. Also Pisces energy. We also got serendipity. It says merge with the flow. We've got the Hanged Man. And we've got the Judgment card. Hang on. got the Hanged Man, we got the Judgment, and we've got the Page of Cups. For the little tiny white cards, we have be prepared for difficulties and they will be easy to overcome. And then we got move quickly. Interesting. So whatever this is, there could be some sort of issue with time. Something is time sensitive. And the Judgment card can also sometimes, and in this, it's not like time like the Wheel of Fortune is time. The Judgment time is kind of like, when I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of like a finish line, the end of something, or like an assessment, or you're either trying to make it to an assessment, or you're trying to make it to some sort of like a finish line is all I can really think of when I see this. Merge with the flow, which is interesting because we have this 12th house of secrets, the unknown, dreams, avoidance in some cases, and serendipity merge with the flow. Because if there's anything that goes with the flow, it's definitely a Pisces. Pisces goes with the flow. They're definitely that type. 12th house, though, is about secrets, hidden enemies, can be about places that are hidden, like an actual location. So prisons, monasteries. It can be religion as well. Not in the sense like a preachy religion, but like the quiet religion, the things that you have in yourself, the hidden parts of it, that spirituality. That's what I'm thinking. Not necessarily religion, but spirituality, and, places where people aren't allowed to go. And of course, we're in that theme right now of being secluded. And so when I see this 12th house, that's those type of places where you're hiding. I mean, it could also be hospitals too, places where you generally don't hang out. Generally, people don't want to go to these places. In some cases, graveyards can come to mind, in my opinion, because that's a place that people, they kind of don't talk about it. They just keep it as, out of sight, out of mind, because people don't want to think about those things that are uncomfortable. In some cases, this could also mean, I feel like this could mean that your person may be in a little bit of denial, or they may be having difficulty looking at something for what it is, or facing a hard decision or facing a hard topic. And it's kind of what I get here. Again, Pisces energy. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. This could be how they perceive you in some cases, or this is how they're thinking about themselves. Maybe they're trying not to think about you in some cases. If that doesn't seem like that makes sense, they could be thinking they could be thinking that you're somebody who doesn't like to make hard decisions or face hard topics. And, that's kind of what they're saying. It says, be prepared for difficulties and they will be easy to overcome. So it's like, while they see that that if it's you that may be having difficulties looking at the harder aspects of life, then this could be saying that they kind of support you. They may not think that the way that you handle this or approach these problems in an avoidant way is okay. They don't think it's okay. But I feel like when it says be prepared for difficulties and they will be easy to overcome, I do sense that there's a feeling of support. They may understand where you're coming from. However, I feel like, there's this very religious aspect of this reading, in the sense, though, because we have this 12th house of secrets and we have the Judgment card. This is like, kind of showing me that maybe there's something, it's like a fear of judgment itself, and or coming out to other people in some way. This person may think that you're afraid to come out to other people or reveal who it is that you are. In other cases, this could be a fear of making a decision that is difficult to make because of judgment from other people. So I also have the Page of Cups too. So I feel like this could be how they're perceiving you, in sort of a very innocent light. Somebody who may have difficulty coping with something difficult, because they may have never encountered something of this nature before, or because they have a very innocent spirit. Regardless of whether you're young or old, this person may see you as someone who's very precious, somebody who may not have experienced hardship like whatever, or a choice or anything like you're experiencing now. And I feel like they would want to preserve that, to be honest. The sense that I get when I read this, I feel like this person wants to preserve that part of you. But I also don't think that that is an option in this case. So, I mean, and now this, like I said, this can be, it's hard to tell perspective in the way that I'm drawing. So if this sounds like something from their perspective about you, or what they may see your perspective of them, that's easy to switch those things around if that is how it would make sense. I'm not gonna stop you. If that resonates, then it does. Now, this move quickly card kind of makes me wonder. I mean, this could be this little card here. It could be trying. They're thinking of ways to perhaps poke you out of this tough spot you're in. In some cases, let's see here. I'm gonna get 3 more cards, please. I've got the King of Wands, and I've got Justice. So this is details here. This could involve some sort of legal thing, but honestly, no, this is a moral issue. This has got to be a moral issue, ethical. There's some sort of thought about right and wrong, the right thing to do. It may involve them, if they're the masculine energy here, this, and you are feminine, this could be them. If it's vice versa, this could be you, if you're a man. These are usually indicators of the querent when we have people show up here. Not always, but one more card, please. Whoa, hello, I just dropped everything. And this one came out with a lot here. I'm going to just take this one here. But this is the 6 of Swords. So it says move quickly. And 6 of Swords is about moving. Sometimes it's actually moving over water. A lot of people use it in the term of like an emotional retreat of the situation at hand into a better place. It can actually sometimes literally mean a trip over water. So I'm not sure if that's relevant for everybody, but this person may have, there might be something involved in the situation that has to do with like a travel over water. But it does appear like this is some sort of moral issue, maybe, especially that justice is covering the judgment. So, maybe for some of you, you have to go and present yourself in front of somebody for their judgment. I mean, these are cards that do talk about legal action, going to court in some cases, not for everyone, but it can talk about that. And in some cases, I feel like this is definitely not going to be for everyone when I say this. And I'm getting this theme really strongly. So how the 12th house, I said prisons, jail. This is the Hanged Man. Historically, the Hanged Man is La Trattadore or something like that. I can't remember. Le Pendu or something, but it basically means traitor. So the Hanged Man is being executed. It's a very dark card, actually, when you think about it. Being hung by your foot for a prolonged amount of time can cause your brain to swell and then you die. So for some people, and I hate to go in this very morbid route, but I'm seeing somebody who may be facing jail time in some cases, but this isn't everybody. I feel like this is a rare case, but this could be what the person is thinking. So you could be experiencing this, or they could be experiencing this, and maybe they're thinking that, there's not a lot of time to do these things. Maybe there's something that they have to face. They have to meet some sort of judgment, and so this doesn't necessarily have to be a person is literally going to jail. This could be somebody, though, who is going to have to face the consequences of their actions in some way. And this person may be worried about that. What their actions were, they could have had an unusual amount of rage. They could have been, they could have gotten in a fight with somebody that they shouldn't have. They may have let their temper run away with them. This could have been you. Maybe they know that you have to kind of meet your maker when it comes to like your job, maybe, or, maybe a secret has been revealed and now you or they have to meet it face on, head on. And it's scary, and it's not something that either of you want to experience. And that's why this person put you in this position. Maybe they put you in a bad spot. And that's why they're worried about this, is they think that you didn't deserve this, perhaps, whatever this hard, you're in a space between a rock and a hard place, and they put you there. So maybe this person has their own feeling of guilt when it comes to this, but they don't want you to stay this way. They want you to go off and be fine. In a way, I feel like this person wants you to be absolved of any crime or any wrongdoing. And that's really what I'm seeing here. Be prepared for difficulties, and they will be easy to overcome. So there is a sense that there's this preparedness that has to be, that you have to do, or they have to do, in order to face this. So there's something else. There's something more here. I mean, this seems like a very specific reading. I hope that it still resonates for whoever watches. This person, I feel like with the serendipity card here, it says merge with the flow. It's kind of like going with the flow, right? So this person thinking about maybe ways that they can make this transition easier for you. That's kind of what they're thinking of doing, is they're making this transition easier for you. This is about transition. It's not a bad card. This is an ideal outcome. If you're in a bad situation and you need rescuing or saving or an ability to just get out, this is that card. I feel like when I think, this is very weird, but when I think of like, this is the card I feel like you would get for going out and there's a creep on you and you have a friend who's able to get your back and get you out in a very discreet way, is kind of what I'm thinking. Like, calling and pretending that there's a problem. That's what I see with this card in this particular situation. So I want to pull 3 more cards here. Okay, 1 second. Got details here. Got the 7 of Wands, the 8 of Wands, and the Hierophant. 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and the Hierophant. Again, I'm seeing this very defensive, sort of not defensive, but defender kind of card with this the Hierophant. It's your holy father, your priest, your person that you look to for higher guidance, the person that you look to for when you have difficulties or problems. In some cases, I kind of feel like this is like, it can be like a grandfather in some cases, father type of card, like just somebody that you need to talk to, the person that is like I feel like the Emperor is the father. And I feel like the Hierophant is the grandfather for some reason. This is just me. But I feel like, that wisdom, that type of wisdom from experience, like a lot of experience, and almost like emerge towards the end of your life and it becomes like a spiritual thing. The older you get, maybe the more spiritual you become. And it's like that guidance is what you need, especially with the 8 and then the 7 here. But the 8 is here again, is discussing move quickly. Time is running out. With this 8 here. So this person is thinking that time is running out. Time is moving quickly. Yeah, something. Time is moving quickly. This person is up against a lot here. They could be up against themselves. You know, they're up against something much greater than themselves. They're up, well, of course they are. They're up against judgment. You know, they're coming to their judgment day, or you're coming to your judgment day. You're up against a lot. So yeah, it's very dire, honestly. It's dire. The situation is dire. It's all I can think is that is what I'm sensing. You know, and maybe whatever the struggle is you don't know about it. The 12th house, you know, maybe you're not aware of it. Maybe they're not. I mean, I think they're aware of it. Maybe they haven't told you about this yet. What is happening, though? My question is about this 8 of wands. Move quickly. Why is there this moving quickly? What is moving? Why is this need to move quickly? The strength card. I'm taking an extra row of cards because I want to know why you need to move quickly, or why they need to move quickly. Why speed is so important here. Or send a quick message or something. Why is speed important here? The energy of the... Oh, didn't I say? The Emperor. Move quickly. 7 of Cups. Move quickly. I think it's just... There has to be a very fast choice that has to be made. This person has to make a choice quickly. And it's something where they have to really grit down to make whatever decision. This is a hard choice. Whatever this person is thinking about, this choice is like, you know, it's hard to say. There's a lot riding on this, you know. So if this is a romantic question, this person has to make a choice where they have to, like, you know, throw everything they've ever known away, or, you know, it's like, you know, their stability, their way of life, everything could be gone. It's like life or death. And we got the 7, though. That is a choice, though. But it's like the question and the question that's being asked, not the question, the options that are being asked are so numerous. They're so big. The what ifs are so plentiful that this person may be thinking that the choices they're making either about you or the choice that you have to make is overwhelming, that you don't do anything at all. So maybe this person is trying to help you make a decision. Maybe they're trying to make it, and it has to be in a timely manner. So maybe this person is trying to, you know, push you along in the right route, in the right way. But overall, they are coming at it, whatever this problem is, whatever this issue is, they are coming at it from a very sensitive, caring place. I think that whatever this is time sensitive, yes. But I think that they are trying not to rush you because they understand that this situation is sensitive and it's hard to handle. But yeah, this is a very dire reading. Not dire, but like it's heavy. It's heavy. I don't know what this is. But whatever this choice is very hard to make. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. Let me get you one card here for the Oracle. I hope that resonates for some of you. I don't know. That's a message that's kind of out of, again, epoch. I'm telling you guys. Epoch. No, back of the epoch. Epic or epoch. Pause in your journey. You're in a state of waiting. For this is basically saying right now is a stage of little movement, but it could be saying as a word of advice is that when things get moving, they're going to get moving fast. You know, I kind of feel like that's what the 8's there too, is when the choice is made, everything is going to be moving much faster. And I think it's kind of like saying you need to like buckle up because it's probably going to be a roller coaster after that. Let me pull one more card here. One of the little white cards. I feel like this group needs extra extra assistance. By thinking something is so, it becomes so. So it's kind of saying that, you know, watch your thoughts. Try not to be all consumed by the difficulties that you may be faced with. You and this person, though, will get through this together. They will be your support. And this person is very compassionate, very kind, I think. So they'll be able to get you through this. There may be some underlying freakouts this person is having, but they won't let you know. So, but yeah, right now, I think that right now you're in like a holding, like a holding, I keep saying holding cell, which kind of goes with the jail card. There's like one dude in a jail cell with his phone, like, oh yeah, no, I am here. Or it's just a stage where you're kind of in the calm before the storm right now, whoever this is resonating with. You're in the calm before the storm, but I think that it's warning you that you need to be prepared because, again, yeah, be prepared for difficulties and they will be easy to overcome. So yeah, just have a checklist. Have a checklist and make sure that all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, and you should be okay. And this person is willing to support you and help you. Okay, so that was that. That was your reading, group 3. I hope that resonated with somebody. I feel like that one was really specific. But from here, and this is when the chat explodes, I'm willing to take quick little questions. Nothing too crazy, nothing too in-depth. I want to say that if you have got questions to ask, that's fine. I may lose it in the chat because that happens a lot. So if you need to, if you need to post it more than once, or just kind of like, hey, you know, I didn't get answered, that's fine to do that. Just don't get upset if I don't see it, because sometimes it just gets bumped out of chat. So yeah, if you got a question, have at it. Whoever comes up first, I'll answer in the order of the chat. It's a free for all. So feel free to ask and I will try to answer. So I'll just sit here and organize my decks. Okay. 1 second. So I got Jeremy, and I've got Elia? Sorry. I try hard to pronounce. Let's see here. Okay. I guess I should pick a deck which deck do I want to use? Oh, do I want to use these ones? Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, I guess I'll use these ones. Let me put these guys away so I have some space. Okay. All right. So I'm going to use Muka. So I'll start with Jeremy. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, because you have accents over those E's. I don't know what that means. I get a lot of people from all over the place, though, don't I? I like that, though, honestly. Some people are in different time zones. French. Okay. I took French, but I still don't know how to really pronounce that. I'm not good at languages. I love languages. I want to know all the languages. I want to hear them all. I cannot, for the life of me, ever get anywhere near proficient in any of them. I know a little bit of Spanish, and I think the most fun I ever had with the language is Japanese, because it's like just abstract enough that I can kind of like forget what I know about my language in order to learn it. So, but let's see here. So I keep seeing 57. You would like to know what it's all about. Keep seeing 57, and you'd like to know what it's all about. Why does Jeremy see the number 57 a lot? Why is he keep seeing 57? These ones always kind of stump me too, because I see a lot of repeating numbers as well. And I still haven't gotten to the, but you know what it is though, what I've found actually. 22. Okay. Yeah. This happens to me. So I can tell you how it works with me. I see repeating numbers, and the way divination works and the way that we get guidance from outside sources are through signs and synchronicities, right? I'm not sure if that means the same thing for everybody else, but so for instance, I'm triggered by cups because I know that cups have to do with emotion and all this stuff. So, like these are symbols. Everything we see in life is symbol. You can intuitively read probably an entire room if you wanted to. If you were in the right mindset, you could read every single symbol around you and get a message. You could get a message off of anything. It just depends on how you gather information from the other side. And you can train yourself to do these things. So when you're seeing 57, and this is the card that comes up, this is intuition, right? I don't think that this has, and I feel like this is you here, because I got the King of Swords. And I got the 8 of Cups. I feel like this is an intuitive message. What were you thinking at the time that this happened? How do you feel about whatever it is that you just thought about? If it was a question that you were asking yourself, or like an assumption you were making about a situation, but maybe you weren't sure about it, and then maybe you weren't paying attention, you saw the 57, you're like, hey, that's weird. That could have been your confirmation that whatever it is that you were thinking was actually correct. That was your sign. And that's kind of how I have been seeing that, because I've looked up the numbers. Mine happen a lot more often, I think, than other people. So I see 22, 33, 44, 11. But my job, what I do is I read intuitively and I send messages, and I'm a messenger. So when I have to, when I'm existing in the world, I'm constantly collecting information to tell people, right? So when I am seeing those numbers, and I get them every 11 minutes, right, on the clock, because that's the easiest and quickest amount of time I can get a sign, right? Every 11 minutes, I look at the clock and it says 22, 33. And then that's kind of like your cue, like, yes, you're on task. That's right. And that's how I perceive it. Some people add those numbers up and then use that number in numerology and stuff like that. I've done that, and it never really made sense to me. I'm like, well, that doesn't explain why it's every 11 minutes. Well, for me, it's because maybe every 11 minutes I need to tell somebody a message, or I need to trust my intuition so I can convey some sort of information to somebody. So that's why I get those numbers. And I feel like this might be why you get those numbers as well. I have the 8 of Cups here, though. It's kind of like throwing me off. I feel like this could be saying, though, that this is the mind. It might be there to keep you on track, actually. This is somebody kind of like wandering off from something. You have something here in the back, and you kind of like walk away from it. If you're seeing 57 specifically, you got to check what you were thinking about at the time or what you were doing. But this could be a reminder, that 57 could be a reminder to stay on the path or stay on track, something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking here, because this is that card about budding new intuition. They could be the sign that you start noticing 57, and then after that, maybe you start noticing other numbers, and the numbers come more frequently like they do with me, and then that's your cue that maybe you should be doing something very similar to this. If that's what you're called to do. Of course, you don't have to. That's not what it means for everybody, but in my experience, that's what I've noticed. This is usually a sign. So maybe a suggestion for you, every time you think you see 57, write down what it was that you were doing before and after. And I say after because 57 could also be a number that's like, triggering you to something that might happen in the future. So that's what I think you should do with it. But I definitely do think it is a sign, but it's more of a trigger for you to think about what you were thinking about. So happens all day randomly without correlation for a month. Yeah, it actually could be correlating more than you think. You really got to make sure you're paying attention to what you were just thinking when you did that. I get the King of Swords, though. So in my experience, being a swords person, my air and my moon are both in swords, basically Libra. So I'm incredibly in my head most of the time. So you probably have an inner dialogue going on in words even. Some people see pictures, but yours might be an inner dialogue narrating your life. And you could be thinking like, talking to yourself, and that 57 is like, hey, go back to what you just said to yourself just 5 seconds ago. So there might be more of a correlation than you think, but it might be more about your mental, what you're thinking about. So that was that. I hope that made sense for you. Your Cancer sun and moon. What's your Mercury? If your Mercury might be also, I mean, not all swords people, not all like people think in the same way. Cause like, I remember asking a bunch of people in my astrology groups, like, what's your Mercury sign and how do you think? And I'd get people like Pisces, Mercury and Pisces people. And they'd be like, oh no, I think in words. And I was like, are you serious? You don't think in feelings or pictures? Because Pisces is so vague when it's in Mercury. It doesn't have the same acuity is the word? No. Is it accuracy? I don't know. But can kind of Mercury, I don't remember. That's okay. Either way, though, if you're talking to yourself in your head, even if you don't talk to yourself in your head, you may, I'm just thinking that because we had the King of Swords, but even if you don't talk to yourself in your head and it's pictures, it might be having you call you to go and look at those pictures again. But the fact that you're getting 57 though, and you are Cancer sun and Cancer moon, you already have an intuitive knack that you might be called to use. You may need to use that. So that could be what it's saying. Okay, let's see here. What do I got here? I had Ilja. I'm so sorry. Elia. Yeah. Will there be any communication? You're welcome, Jeremy. Thanks for watching. Will there be any communication soon? And if yes, what? Let me see what I got here. Do you see this person on a day-to-day basis, like work maybe? Because I'm getting, I'm sorry, I have the 10 of Wands, I have the 3 of Pentacles, and then I have the Fool card. I kind of feel like I see the possibility of a communication. I don't think it's going to be, I kind of get verbal, like thought is verbal diarrhea with the reversed Fool here. You were together, but no longer in communication. Okay. Yeah. So I don't feel like whatever, if there's something that's going to be said, it's not, what's the 3 here? Hang on. I don't, if there is, it's not going to be anything that is any use, I guess. The Fool reversed is sort of like chaotic, scattered energy. It's, like I said, like if anything is said, it'll be an accident or not intentional or not what was intended to be said. The 10 of Wands is somebody that's kind of hanging on to things, very stressed out. So I don't see anything at the moment. These are not very communicative cards. I feel like if anything, there may be if there is a communication, I feel like it could be like checking up on something, because this card is, like about, assistance. So I feel like this person, they could be asking you about something that got lost, like maybe they're looking for something and then maybe they're wondering if they like left it at your apartment or something from a long time ago. I feel like if that were the case, or or like this card here, it's like they may ask you to help them move, because this like assistance, and this one is stress and burdens and physically picking things up. So I don't know if you guys are in a relationship similar to that, where that would be a possibility, but I feel like if they communicate with you, it'll be to ask you for something. I don't sense that there's anything more meaningful than that, though, in the future. But of course, if you'd like to talk to them, I feel like, let's see if it's a good idea to talk to them. I feel like if you were to try to talk to them, you'd have to let them reach out. I don't think this person would see your message or want to, or if they did see that, they wouldn't be interested in responding to it, unfortunately. So I don't see any communication at the moment, just with the energies as they are. Of course, like I said, future is not certain. I mean, I didn't say that, but I see that. I said it a lot. This future is very uncertain. So if you want to make the changes you want to see, you could have a different reading. But it just depends on, whether that's something that you think is wise to do, given whatever history that you may have. So, yeah. Sorry it wasn't the most positive, but yeah, it does look like this person may just talk to you to ask for a favor or something like that. Pooja Chwahan. Will you marry him, and are you twin flames? Oh, hang on. Let's see. Did I skip anybody? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I skipped a bunch. I'm so sorry. I'll be right back to you, Chwahan. Let's see here. Where is our relationship heading? Cayenne Cat, are you still here? Well, hopefully, if you're not still here, you can come back and watch this later when I upload it. Oops, this is really loud. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is loud. Cayenne Cat. Where is the relationship with Cayenne Cat and this person headed, please? Oh, hey, that's not terrible. I got, oh, hey, that's not bad. Okay, I hope he or she is still here. So I got a bunch of cards that fell, and I got, interesting, actually. I got Initial Love. We've got the Ace of Cups, and then this one fell out reversed. So the relationship is going someplace, but I think that there might be some confusion. We've got the Eight of Cups, and we have the Six of Swords. So just with the way things are going right now, it's like there may be maybe like a separation, and then like a walking away. But then I also see Six of Swords, so it's possible that this is something that will resolve. So at the moment, I would say very short term, this looks like it's going to be good. There may be a spat, and then there may be a separation, but with a resolution that is nice. Like, at least resolving the problem and feel better. So that is what I got for that one. I don't think he or she is still here. I think it's probably a she. Let's see, who else asked the question? I see. Aries Rainbow Child, are you still here? I'm not sure, actually. That's a question. It says, repeating dreams about the past, question mark. I'm not sure what that question is, actually, or what exactly I'm asking. But you can mention it in the chat, and then I'll move down to Chwahan. So I'm going to try to read for you. So I'm going to preface this with twin flames. I personally, they are very rare, insanely rare, if they exist at all. And I, unfortunately, the YouTube pick a card readers throw it out like candy. Like it's crazy. It's not something that you would want, from what I understand. It is an incredibly powerful spiritual relationship that oftentimes comes with many, many obstacles, and oftentimes does not resolve in a good way. So it's a little difficult to really say whether or not something is a twin flame relationship. I know that there are certain readers that do specialize in this, but I am reluctant to label somebody a twin flame. And you would be happier to marry a non-twin flame situation, just because twin flames are very tough. You can still get signs with other types of relationships, like soul family, soulmates, things like that. I can give it a shot here if you'd like. At least I can see if you'll marry this person. I know a lot of twin flames situations are not ones that you can really become in a relationship with. Like horrifying age gaps is one of them. One is like constant distance. Like it's just like there's no way to meet with that person. But I can say, if you'll marry whoever it is that you're thinking about, we can try to see if given your current energies, we can do that. To be honest, a lot of people have a misunderstanding that twin flame is like soulmates plus, and it's a lot harder, I think, to deal with. You would like communication in April. Okay, will there be communication in April? Hey, that's not bad. I have the Knight of Swords, and I have the Queen of Cups that have fallen out. I have a feeling that you will get some sort of communication in April. And actually, what's interesting is I feel like you'll be the one to communicate. I think that you're going to be the one to actually say something. If you feel like maybe you think you're too shy, but maybe there's something that goes on that kind of has you feeling empowered to say something. Let's see here. Show. Let's see here. You're a Gemini. Of course you would say something then. Geminis love to talk. Geminis are nice. I love Geminis. They get a bad rap because people can't keep up with them. Let's see here. But of course, I'm biased because I'm Libra, so we get along well. Okay. I feel like you are going to be, I feel like this is you. I feel like you're going to have the get up and go, the chutzpah to talk to this person. So, yeah, we've got this, and then we've got the Seven of Cups. So, and because the Queen of Cups came up, this is usually the querent. If the querent's a female, Queen of Cups is that person, I think. So I feel like with the Seven of Cups, it's like you're gonna have all this sort of like energy that it's like you want to go out and just say something, but you don't want to be, too intense. But I think that eventually, like your Gemini nature is going to be just go for it. And I think that you're going to go for it. So yeah, you're on your 9 days fast in India. Oh, okay. So you're on a fast right now. So is it like a religious, like are we talking food fasting, like religious fasting? I'm not familiar with a lot of different types of fasting. I'm wondering if that like energy is, yeah, okay. Yeah. So maybe, yeah, maybe you are, maybe you might have this energy as well because you could be low on blood sugar. But I get the feeling that sometime in April, you're going to feel inspired to say something. I think that there will be a period of time though where you're going to have difficulty figuring out what to say, but eventually I do think that you will be able to say something. Like you'll find something to talk about. It kind of looks like you're still trying to figure out how to engage, like how to talk to this person. Where's your types of fasts out there? The only ones I know are the Muslim fasts. That's the only one I'm familiar with. Oh, and I guess I don't think that Catholics fast. I mean, I don't think they. No, not really. No, they don't really fast. I was thinking like how they cut out fish. That's not really a fast though. That's just like finding an alternative. Or no, I'm not a Catholic. It's probably closer to a Catholic, so I know a little bit, but we don't do like Lent or anything like that. So it does look like there will be a communication, and it looks like you're going to be the one who does it. Let's see. What else? Then we wanted to see if you were going to be able to. Orthodox does fasting? Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't. I've seen Orthodox like churches before, and they're beautiful. But I haven't actually like been to a service or anything, or experienced their set of their system. But it seems like it'd be, makes sense to do a fast. I mean, there's a lot of purpose behind it. A lot of meaning behind a fast and withholding. So the question was whether you're going to marry this person. Keep seeing his name everywhere, getting signs and synchronicities. Let's see. So I just want to put a disclaimer on this that free will is still always in play. So if this comes out as a no, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like a forever no. It could be a no because you guys aren't talking, and right now the energy hasn't been put into play. There are very few things that are set in stone, honestly. I think that if you look at the broader, like a huge thing, like a lifetime thing, I think that if you did a read for a lifetime, you'll find more things that are set in stone, but fewer. If that makes sense. This is about somebody that has marriage potential, we'll say. Marriage potential. If you were to. Yeah. So at the moment, the energy doesn't really go towards it. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of talking. You said that there's not a lot of talking. So I don't get the feeling that this is saying there's, marriage potential. I think it's also suggesting though, if you put the work in, yeah. You also may need to know more about this person. You may need to learn more about this person. This also could be saying that the more you learn about this person, your opinion of them might change, is what that's saying here. So there's more to learn about this person in order to determine that. And actually, the more you learn about them, you might think like it might change your mind. Doesn't mean this person is not significant at all. If you're getting signs and synchronicities and things like that, it can still mean that this person is significant. You'd be surprised what little contact you can have with someone and still have them change your life, I see my background is changing colors, and I was like, oh, it's probably my candles. But not every relationship that is significant will be romantic. Unfortunately, but romantic attraction is one of the strongest feelings, the strongest energies that you can ever have. And if you want to kick somebody in the butt, like spiritually kick someone into gear, romantic attraction is the way to go. Honestly, like it's kind of crazy. So let's see here. So I can ask about the signs here, as long as nobody else is waiting. I don't think I'm seeing anybody waiting. I got 4 viewers. Geez, you got the whole room to yourself. This is what happens when I fall out of the YouTube algorithm. People get free ratings. Oh, I can answer your question, Jeremy. Let me just see if I can figure out what Pooja's signs and synchronicities are about. Maybe the better question, the signs and synchronicities are, again, there to try to grab your attention. So what are they trying to grab your attention to? What are the signs and synchronicities about? And I feel like I need to pull one of these other cards, actually. It's actually nice to only have 4 people in the room because I'm not getting, like, I'm not getting slammed with questions. It's awesome. Signs and synchronicities. I got the 9 of Wands, I got the Ace of Wands, and I got the Strength card. So interesting. It's definitely calling you to action. This is the opportunity to grab. But I don't know what that opportunity is. They're definitely trying to get your attention because this is coming out of the sky, right? This is what your signs and synchronicities mean. It's coming out of the sky. So it's like some sort of like guidance from the other side is trying to grab your attention about something. But the 9 of Wands here, though, is a reminder of, are you repeating past behaviors that might be causing problems? That's usually what this card means. Sometimes it can serve as a warning. But another way to view it is that you may be unaware of a pattern that you keep repeating. The Strength card is also saying that there needs to be some level of control in some way. And I'm thinking it's, or there needs to be some type of courage in regarding something. So those are the synchronicities and signs as far as those are going. Now, I hate to say it. So the tarot readings that you're getting, are they group readings or are they individual personal readings? And while you're typing, I'll do one of these. No, that's a lot. Be consistent. It's a good time to set things in motion. Oh, it's a good time to set things in motion. It is yeah. Oh, okay. So I hate to do this because it's, there's a lot of readers on YouTube. They're good, well-intentioned, and the way that they learned is the way that they learned. But a lot of them get like thousands of readings, thousands of viewers that look at their YouTube. And this is why you'll never really see me talking about like soul. I mean, I occasionally say soulmates if I really see it. But you don't see me. I won't really talk or promote twin flames or soulmates or divine connections or this grandeur, like making things seem more divine and holy than they are in a general reading, because general is like so many people's energy. It's like swimming in a public pool is the way I describe it. So you're in somebody else's energy and all of their, and there's only 4 decks to pick. And sometimes these readings are pulling energy from the past, the present, and the future, right? Of people that will be viewing it. So the way I see that is I see it in a way that it's like, it's taking everyone's good intentions and then funneling them into one deck. So a lot of those people have, their energy is muddying the waters is the way to say it. You get a better reading, in my opinion, from the smaller channels. Like, check the one with like 1,000 subscribers, and I feel like you'll get a more pure and accurate reading. It's just like how you're in a room with only 6 people in it, and I'm getting general readings very specific to those ones. Yes. I know. It's very difficult because some of it is true, 100%. Some of it is wishful thinking, and then some of it is gray areas where you can't really define whether it's true or false. It's not saying, though, see, what you're experiencing is a true pull, and it is real. Your experience is 100% real. The label for it, though, might be, made to be more fantastical than it is, because that is kind of what sells certain channels. So you got people that only do twin flame readings, but that people that are not in twin flame relationships are watching those videos, right? So you could be getting signs and synchronicities because this person is important. Yes. This could be signs and synchronicities that this person, though, may be triggering you to become somebody else. So I started getting signs and synchronicities in the very same way. It's possible you could be. You could be, yeah, absolutely. And, the fewer readings you get, and I hate to say this because it ruins it for me and everyone else, because I said the fewer readings you get, the more accurate your reading will be. So if you do a general reading, like once a month, or get a private reading once a month, then you'll probably be closer to where you want to be as far as what is real and what is not. Because the general readings can spin so many clouds of just, it just can be so confusing. Because it's everybody's wanting it. So like, for instance, if you're thinking about somebody and then you go to a card reading of like, who will I marry? For some reason, you always get the person you're thinking of. And it's the wishful thinking. You have the intuitive ability because you're picking those cards. You're picking those decks. You know what's behind, door number 1 and 2 intuitively. So you're using the same thing I'm using to read cards. You're using it to pick. So that, if anything, those signs that are popping up are triggers for you to realize that you're using your intuition. You've got it. You got it. We all do. Some of us are better at it than others. Some of us skip that stage and we're just full-blown psychics, but you have it, and he may have been the catalyst to get you into this. He could have been the door to get you in. I mean, has your life changed pretty much since you met this person? If so, then that might have been all you needed. I mean, it's not to say that you can't have a relationship, but yeah. Card you pulled for me earlier in reverse, 2 of Cups or Lover. Oh, it was 2 of Cups. Sorry, it was 2 of Cups in reverse. So I get the sense that the situation with you and that person were going to be like, it's going to be a good initiation, and there might be some misunderstandings, but I feel like the situation will resolve, and that's kind of where it's going right in the moment. So it might be a little rocky there, but I think that it can get better if you guys work together. In touch for 2 months and then you separated. Yeah, that is serendipity, those short 2 months. Like for me, like it takes me a million years to get to know somebody, but I've known people for like, I've spoken to them maybe 3 times and be like, why am I connected to this person? Why? There's this inexplicable connection that we have to people sometimes. But he hasn't still blocked you, or are you saying that you've been blocked on WhatsApp? Just wished you a new year and doesn't talk after that. Oh, okay. He could be experiencing the same thing. Now, Pooja, you live in a very, if you live in India, right? You may want to get into Vedic astrology and look into, okay, he hasn't blocked you. That's good. Oh, that's nice of him then. I wouldn't say that that's bad. There's not a lot of talking afterwards, but have you initiated a conversation? Sometimes people can be confusing though. They'll say something and then they'll ignore you. Yeah. Okay. So if you're into Vedic astrology, then how good are you with synastry? Do you know his birthday? Because a lot of the times, if you see, you may want to give that a shot. Don't sit heartbroken for so long if you can't. If you haven't tried to speak to him, try to talk to him. He said if he wished you a happy new year, that does mean that he's thinking about you. He may not be the most verbal type where, that could have been a test of the waters too. You guys may have different communication methods too. So let me see here. Could you pull a couple of advice cards? Yeah, and actually I was supposed to answer, I'm sorry, Jeremy Kruger, are you still there? I was supposed to answer your questions. Come to do tarot. Oh, hey. I'll answer it anyway, I guess. So my real name is Elizabeth, Liz. Since there's only 5 people in here, and hopefully nobody sticks to the end. I like to keep my anonymity because I'm a very secretive person by nature, just because the internet scares me and I know what can happen I know it can happen on the internet, like, people finding your address and all this stuff. It kind of creeps me out. How did I get into tarot reading? I come from a hippie family. My aunt and my uncles and everybody lived in like ashrams, and they lived in San Francisco. And I picked up tarot reading just because my family was completely fine with it. I am a very basic medium in a way, and I don't advertise that because I can't sell it, and I don't want people asking for it, because I don't know how to charge for it, and it's very hit and miss. So that is kind of who I am. I've been using tarot recently as a result of the same interactions, and I'll just be honest here. I have the same situation that everybody else is having when they start doing pick a card readings. I read tarot before that. I read tarot before that, and I didn't really use it as a tool because I didn't really have any questions that I needed to ask. But I have run into people in my life that have made it very difficult to talk. And it's, I have a nature about me when it comes to my astrology, which I've learned. In the course of 2 years, I have learned like 3 divination languages. I've started this channel. I've had 8,000, is it 8,000? I don't know how many subscribers I have anymore. I think it's 6,000 actually, or 7,000 or something like that. And I did all that, and I rocketed through it, and I learned astrology. I'm now more of an astrologer than I am a tarot reader, to be honest. I really love astrology. It makes a ton of sense. And I got to this point in the same way everybody else did. Everyone's coming up. They're like, I think I found my twin flame. And I'm like, I think you just found a life path. And this person was a catalyst, because that's kind of usually what it is. And like 90% of the times, because I haven't really figured out a good answer to explain that to people as to why this is, other than, romantic attraction and love is usually the strongest motivator in all of human history. It just depends on how it develops. So oftentimes it's just people running into each other, and your synastry is just like locked in. I had to, in my case, I read tarot because the person I ran into, who's confused me for the last 2 years, has Neptune conjunct my major conjunctions. So all of my chart is consolidated into one spot in my chart. All of my planets, my personal planets, my soul, my appearance, everything is conjunct in this one area, in very close degrees. This person's Neptune sits on top of like six of these planets, 6 of these locations, and the whole thing is riddled with confusion, mystery, like heartache. It's the whole thing is this big confusing blob in my synastry. His Venus also is conjunct my North Node. The North Node is my purpose, and when you see these conjunctions with North Node and Venus, or North Node and anything really, it shows past life connections, spiritual connections. Usually the person with the North Node is funneling the energy from that person's planet, and that person usually is just like throwing it at them, and they don't know they're doing it. And the person in the North Node is like hungry hippos trying to eat this energy from this planet. And that's where you get these really intense spiritual connections. I get a lot of these comments about I look like somebody. I look like Miss Maisel. I've been told I look like who's that guy? Magic Mike. I can't remember his name. He was in Blade Runner 2. But I get that too. It's funny. I'll have to look who Viv Albertine is. But yeah, I hate to go off on a tangent like that. But that's how I got into cards. It's kind of like the same reason why everybody comes to me asking, like all this stuff. And I'm just like, take that person, just throw them out the window. Forget them. At this stage, you're a psychic. Just fix it. Just do that. You just go be a psychic. Just screw this guy. He's not going to talk to you. Go be a psychic. Because it's just kind of like we're all undergoing the same thing. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that's all that it is just that's from my experience, because I get a lot of people coming to me asking me like, why am I so obsessed with this person? And I'll find Sinistry contacts. I'll see it. Yeah, I have an everybody's face. Yeah. my dad would always tell me that I've got like, he said, you'd be a great spy. And I was like, why? He's like, you don't stand out. I'm like, thanks, Dad. But that's a good thing. My dad is into military intelligence, so that's a very high compliment from him. But yeah, I mean, then I feel like one day I will talk about that. Yeah, that's how everybody gets into it. Like, I read tarot. I don't know. And I remember searching it. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Is there tarot on YouTube? Maybe I'll learn how to read tarot. So I get onto YouTube. And then I realize there's pick-a-card readings. And that's kind of how that goes. And everybody either learns that way. And that's why you'll get a lot. And this is a lot of readers. This is how a lot of readers get into reading for pick-a-cards. This is the same way. Pooja. Yeah, let me see if he has any feelings for you. I'm sorry. I'm flipping them. I'm sorry if this is so loud. Well, I want to say that if you haven't spoken to him in a while, or you haven't spoken to him from New Year's, at the moment, if there were any feelings, they have fizzled out for the time being, probably because out of sight, out of mind is kind of what I'm seeing here. The Page of Pentacles, I got the Six of Pentacles, and I got the Hermit. So it's not saying that he like hates you or anything like that. It's just, I think that if you're not in communication, you may be thinking more about him than he's thinking about you, just because he's probably not. That's a problem with pick-a-card readings, is when you watch them, they can perpetuate things. So you'll be in the mindset to stay there, thinking about it, but he may not have that same thing to stimulate his mind. So he may need verbal communication in order to keep you on his mind. But if he did wish you a happy new year, you know, this person is obviously trying to reach out and be friendly. I think maybe you could serve to just catch up with him. You know, there's no harm in being the first to make a move. I'm a Scorpio Venus, so I'm always about that. Everybody I've ever dated, I've always asked them out and it always worked out. So, so, you know, I think that there needs to be more. We live in a modern age where you can do that. You can ask somebody out or talk to them or flirt with them if you want. You don't have to wait for a masculine person's move. I think a lot of people would prefer that women make the first move, because just like women, there's women that are uncomfortable making the first move. There's a lot of men that are uncomfortable making the first move. It just depends, you know, how sensitive are they? If they're a very sensitive person, they may not want to because they're afraid that they'll be rejected, and that hurts. So, you know, if you feel like you want to get to know him, you should talk to him. I think there's no harm in that. If you guys if you haven't fought, if there's no bad blood or anything like that, why sit and watch pick-a-card readings when you could have the real thing, you know? And I think that that's something that you should look into, because I see here, though, the Six of Pentacles doesn't show me somebody that is not interested in you. I think this person would be willing to reciprocate if you had a conversation with them. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I can do some advice cards. Did you want me to ask you what it's for, or just pull them for whatever? If I don't know if you want to make that public or not. Let's see. Oh, maybe that was in regards to your question. If you'll have to refresh me on what the question was, just because for some reason, and this is common with a lot of readers, we'll be reading and we'll forget what we were reading about. Really, he said he can't talk too much because he can't marry you. Why? I mean, that's kind of silly. Like, if you're not allowed to know each other. Started talking again, but very slowly. The age difference is 7 years. Like, is he younger than you? I could see that being a cultural issue. People take that like, it's stupid. In my opinion. older man, older woman, doesn't matter in my opinion. 7 years isn't fine, you know, it's so silly. Yeah, 7 years is like nothing, but I know that, you know, in some cultures, like women have to be, you know, child rearing material. And if they're too old compared to the man, then there's like a disharmony there or something. I mean, it's a cultural thing, so I can't be insensitive about it if that's what people value. But I mean, if that's not what you value, you don't have to accept that. I mean, but if that's not what he values, then you don't have to accept that either. Yeah, he's younger. Give it a shot, you know? If you get shot down, it's way better than sitting and longing for somebody who will never be with you, or because they think that you're too this or that, not enough of this or that. Give it a shot. Change his mind. That's the thing, is you can change people's mind, change their perspective. Maybe that's what you're here for. You know, he changed you in a way. You can change him. Make him realize that there's more to life than just 7-year age gaps and, you know, social norms and things like that. Yeah. Like I don't see a point in not loving somebody or enjoying a person's company. It's like I've known people who have crappy relationships for like 30 years, and then meet somebody and have the best 10 years of their life, you know? But yeah, so I want to answer Elias, Elias, I'm sorry, it's so hard for me. I'm so bad. Question here. I'm thinking significant relationship ended abruptly due to his parents. Things are starting to change for the better. Started talking slowly again. So you need advice. Let me give you some tarot advice. I'm not great with tarot advice all the time, I have to admit. But let's give it a shot. Oh, I want to shuffle these better. These look way too similar to the last reading. I apologize. I'm going to try not to blow your ears up with this shuffling here. I'm so sorry. I know that's loud. Aw. Well, if there's somebody as devoted as you are, they will be very lucky, whoever it is that you do marry. I mean, to be devoted to somebody who doesn't even talk to you, that's, you know, that's pretty sweet. It'd be nice for someone to return it, though, you know. Advice. Alaya, all right. Okay. Keep your spirits up. This is definitely number one. Keep your spirits up. You're going to have to endure, basically, as advice. It's going to feel like everyone's against you. It's going to feel like you might even be against yourself, but you'll have to endure, and you'll have to know that hard work will pay off, basically. This is what that says. Hard work will pay off. Endurance wins. With the right amount of effort, you will prevail. This is what this card means. The Seven of Pentacles. And then it says, know when to step back. Know when to not necessarily retreat and give up. This is saying know when to step back, because sometimes you can overdo a situation. If you're too set on convincing somebody, you can overdo it. If you know, and this is saying, you know, like, don't, maybe if you guys are just getting back into talking, you know, and maybe that's where this difficulty is. If you're just getting back into talking, this might be saying don't take it too personally if there's not a response all the time, you know. Just know that, you know, this talks about putting in the effort, putting in the work, and then just kind of letting it, you know, sit back and letting it mellow, because you don't want to overwork it. So that's kind of what it might be saying. Yeah. Stay healthy, Pooja. Thank you for coming and watching. I hope that I helped you somehow. That's really all I can ask for. 2 weeks at home. Oh yeah. See, that's why I'm doing the video camera, because I'm like the actual face cam, because I was like, everybody must be like lonely or something. And I was like, you know what? I need a reason to put on my makeup. I need a reason to put on clothes that aren't like sleeping clothes. Let's see. Oh, I know. You have 4 to 6 people. Oh my gosh. Let's see. The live is very refreshing. I know, because you guys got to see who I am. You know, I like to keep it very business, you know, like point A to point B. There's the start of the reading. There's the end of the reading. You guys don't really get to see my personality very much. And I don't get to interact with people very easily. And I think that when it's just hands, you know, there's a very like, you don't really make that connection with people when it's just hands. Ilka, oh my God, hello. Ilka, are you well? Are you safe? Ilka is my bi-weekly reading, you know, regular, and she always watches my videos, and she always comments, and she's amazing. Thank you. I'm so happy. I know that you work at Walmart. I'm so scared for you. Oh, yeah. Does anybody have any more questions? This is nice. Only 8 people. It's like, I remember when I first started and like my big video came out, the Is Your Crush Crushing Back one like exploded. It was like 100,000. Like my questions were like, you know, there'd be like a ton all at once and I wouldn't even know where to start. Yeah, it just shows how the algorithm falls apart if you don't post. I have 8 people now. Oh, will I be doing more of these in the following? If you guys like it, yeah, you know, I think it's cathartic for me. You know, it gets me out of my head. I can't see my family right now. I can't see my friends, you know, and I call my mom, but she's like not, my mom is she likes her things that she's doing at the time. So I'll be like, hey mom, how are you? I miss you, you know, and she'll be like, uh-huh. I'm watching the news, you know, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's that. Then I'll talk to you later, you know? So like, I get a little lonely because my parents are like completely fine without me, like, which is fine. I don't want them to miss me, even though I'm like, you know, and I'm like 5 minutes away, but let's see. Does G still think of me? Yeah, let's take a look. You got one of what's at home? Oh, your mom. Yeah. Sure, yeah, I can get that. Let me do nightmare first. I say the word nightmare in such a pleasant voice. And then I'll get to your question. Nightmare, can you maybe give me like a first initial of yourself so then I can, because right now I used to play a lot of Soul Calibur and all I'm thinking of is Nightmare from Soul Calibur. When I say your name, I'm afraid I'm not getting the right energy when I'm reading this. You got a first initial I can use for you? A, okay. You probably don't know what Soul Calibur is, but I'm like, okay, A. What does, Alicia, okay. What does G think about Alicia? Or I'm sorry, does G still think of Alicia, please? Does G still think of Alicia, please? Here. Did you guys have kind of like a love-hate relationship? That's kind of what I'm seeing here is like a combination of like defeat, but also like sweetness. It's a little out of place, I guess, because I've got this here and then I've got this here. So in one hand it says no, but on the other hand, it says yes. So I could be reading this as, yeah, okay. That's kind of what I'm getting here. It's definitely like a weird like love and hate sort of, not hate. I hate saying hate, but it's just the phrase love hate. It's like uh oh, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think he does. Yes, I think he does, but he doesn't know what he thinks about that. I think he's still, I mean, look at this guy. Look at his face. No, maybe. I don't know. Like, it's not a very, this it doesn't really know what it wants, That's kind of what it sees. Yeah. Oh, the puja. That's okay. Some people are more secretive. Like I even said, like I'm afraid to release my first name, just because I'm such a secretive, like little scorpion person. She probably has Scorpio too somewhere in there. That's okay though. Yeah. Pick a card reading though. Will I meet someone during COVID-19 confinement? I wonder, I had a suggestion. It was, who will be my quarantine? Or my quarantine, my Valentine quarantine. Ilka, can you ask about Alexander? Yeah, sure. What do you want to know? I can ask. We can do a live about Alexander. Hopefully he's behaving. What do I think of the Aleister Crowley deck? That's a good, interesting question. I don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of people do not like Aleister Crowley because he's got a lot of, what's the word? He's got a lot of, controversy around him, right? And there's a lot of things that are not correct, especially considering he came up in his time as he is in that era. And I'm surprised he doesn't have more of a reputation, to be honest. Personally, I think that the deck is fine. Artwork doesn't bother me so much. I think some of it's a little bad, in my opinion, because it's Art Deco. So it's very rigid and angular and cold looking. I don't think I identify with the terminology. I mean, I haven't held it in my hands. So, I mean, I can't say that for sure that I wouldn't like it, but I don't think there's anything bad about it. There's a lot of people that ask, oh, is it bad energy to use the Crowley deck? I don't think so. Basically, yeah, it's really detailed, but lacking faith. Yeah, that creeps people out, I think. Can't be read intuitively so much. Yeah, if you like it, if it works for you, sometimes you learn with what you learn, and sometimes you change, you evolve into a different language of tarot, that sort of thing. I made your day. You just worked a stressed 11-hour shift. I'm so sorry. So many toilet papers were bought. I'm sure. I hope people are not buying toilet paper like that still. Oh my God. Ugh. That's so stupid. I have a ton of toilet paper though, to be honest. My sister is a doomsdayer. Actually, no, she just, not in this case. She is a doomsdayer, yes. But she just kept getting Amazon reorders monthly of toilet paper and she just didn't use it. So I now have a stockpile. What's the controversy about Aleister Crowley? Sorry, Ilka. I'll do this and then I'll get to Ilka. I'm so sorry. The controversy with Aleister Crowley is mostly about, from what I understand, is he was a Renaissance man, basically. He did a lot of things. He came up in a time that was not really open to the things he was interested in, like witchcraft and chaos magic and all that stuff. I think he was part of the Golden Dawn. He as far as I know, he initiated or helped found Thelema, this religion, but that was the beginning of New Age. Really, New Age was born from that. So it was like, what, 18 something that he existed. He lived for a couple decades in the 20th century. And then, he passed on, but he did a lot of stuff, and people are thinking like, oh, he's a Satanist and stuff like that. He actually did he actually did sneak into a Satanist black mass and then wrote like a report about it, like investigative journalism style. And he did not like what he saw. So there's a lot of misconceptions that he was like a murderer or like, like some sort of deviant. I do think that he was a pervert who'd like drugs, because he did. I describe him as, if you're not familiar with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, he's basically Hunter S. Thompson before Hunter S. Thompson. So, yeah, actually he was a Libra. Oh no, I think he was a Libra, actually, weirdly, with like a Taurus moon or something, which is actually like really well balanced. Like moon in Taurus is pretty sweet, like it's a good balanced place to have it. It's exalted. But yeah, he's got like Libra placements or something. There's not a whole lot of crazy magician stuff. He was a Renaissance man, though. He just did a whole bunch of stuff, did a lot of drugs, and had a lot of sex, had a lot of kids, wrote a lot of books. He was also a spy in World War II, I think. He spied on Hitler. It's like the weirdest thing you could possibly imagine this guy to be. So that's why I don't really think that there's anything bad with using his deck. I personally just don't like it because the art is really scary. Because I like my people to have faces. Let's see. Okay, Ilka, I'm so sorry. Let's do Alexander here. I know, right? You should look into him. He's so bonkers. Like, you still can't even get a straight story from anybody. If you look it up, you get all sorts of weird things like, oh yeah, he died in prison, or oh no, he was a Satanist and he sacrificed animals, and it's like you can't get a straight answer anywhere. But from what I understand, you take the truth, take what people think is the truth and dial it back a little bit. And like I said, you'll probably get something closer to Hunter S. Thompson. So yeah, because he's more of like a journalist type of guy, reporting on things and getting in trouble, traveling. Let's see. So you'd like an update on Alexander's feelings. And good that he's respecting your boundaries. That's wonderful. That's exactly what we would expect. Let's see. Oh, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you watched. Glad you helped too. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Excuse me. I hope you guys can't hear my tiny burps. It's 2 hours into the stream. Hopefully nobody sees this repeated stream of tiny burps. Let's see here. Thank God I'm not the only one. Alexander's feelings will be okay at the moment, please. Oh, Ilka, come on, man. Ilka. That just flipped out. It's the only one. Do I need to pull more? He digs you. Oh. Let's see. I'll pull more, though. I'd like to pull 3 at least here. Oh, wait, that's a lot more there. Oh, man, come on now. Ilka. 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 These fall. They fall. Oh, my gosh. I don't need to say anything, Ilka. You read cards. You know what this means. It looks like he's fine, but you know what? You don't have these. So should you make a move or should you let things be? Well, you're getting bored there in isolation, are you? Let me pull these little white cards and see what I can find. So you're not in isolation. You're probably stressed out. Look at things going differently because they soon will. Ooh. I like these. I don't know if I like these. I kind of like these, I think. Let's pull another one. You're probably sick of seeing, you're not in isolation, but you're probably sick of seeing like a million people a day buying the same stuff. And then like, you know, getting close, like, like on the keypad, like when they're talking to you. Be like, please 6 feet away, sir. Please 6 feet away. Yes, yes. Don't listen to others. Go within and feel your way through. That's more advice for you. Don't be concerned what other people think. Interesting. Let's see here. You got to send me a picture of this guy at some point. Just curious. Let's see. I was going to ask another question. What was I going to ask? Oh, if you should make a move. We'll look at the outcome if you were to make a move right now. Oh, I'll put these back in the deck, actually, because this is a separate question. Nightmare. Okay, I understand the Chihuahua. I understand a Chihuahua humping. I don't know what a staffy is. And I don't know if that's an autocorrect. Please correct that. I don't know what that is. Yeah, hang on. I'm not in the zone. Hang on. It's the outcome. If Ilka were to make a move, please. Most likely outcome. Oh, is that another dog? Oh, God, a bigger dog. Well, you know, I think more people need to have that attitude about life. Just saying. Go big or go home. I'll go move. Ilka makes a move. I'm so sorry, Ilka. Okay. I got these guys. And then I got a whole bunch more, but I don't want to take them as seriously. Oh, actually, no. I think I kind of do. He's gonna... okay. It's good, but he's gonna play... I don't want to say play a game, but I think he's gonna be like, you know, he's gonna make you wait or make you sweat about it and then make you wonder about it. You know, and I think he's going to be like, I don't know, you know, after the last time you spoke, I think now he's going to be like, is this a test? Probably deep down, he's going to wonder, like, is this a test? But also, you know, given the circumstances, I feel like he's going to be like, I don't know. And it'll be like really disappointing, I want to say, but that's not saying that that's the end of it. I just think he's going to do that. I think that he'll have to kind of make a decision. It would be a good course of action at the moment. But I think if you know, start talking and interacting casually, I think that would probably be a good way to start. And then from there, I think it might be less surprising for him. Less surprising. But yeah, that is annoying though. I feel like that is exactly though, given what you've told me, I feel like that is exactly how he might respond. But for the most part, these guys are the ones that came out. I want to say that it eventually will be a good outcome. But I think that he'll make you sweat, I think, by taking his time. But yeah. Oh, anyway, I have to go because I gotta eat dinner. So I'm gonna do this again though. I really do enjoy this. I had to stop though because my channel was becoming so popular. No, it's just I had so many people coming in at certain sides of the day, and I got so overwhelmed from doing them. But I think that, you know, I might do another one of these a little bit later, maybe tomorrow if I've got the time, or later in the week. But yeah, if you guys like these, I like doing them. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. I got 7 people in here. I've only talked to 3, so I don't know who the others are. Maybe they just like my commentary. But yeah. But yeah, okay, yeah, maybe I'll do some more lives. I like it because it's very like, what's the word? Private, intimate. But yeah, it was nice to see you guys. If you haven't seen me before, this is me. But yeah, I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll have another like more normal video at some point up for you in the coming days. But yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Bye. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.